Okay, so let's switch to the trading bot. This is designed for trading forex because simply forex is forex it will allow you to hedge. You can go long and short on the same instrument at the same time, which is the main component of this system. Okay. A brief story, and please ask questions as we go if you wish. A brief story behind this thing. We worked on, I have a young student from the Middle East. So the language is the issue. So I had to help him out to reach different customers, different investors. But, so we worked together for about 3 months. Prior to this, 6 months, he's been working on developing systems, trading systems. The guy is very smart, very intelligent. What I liked about him is that he's math-based thinker, which is also me. I studied math, I studied physics. So he came up with this formula that he designed it to basically go into the market and take profits from the market. Very small profits with every time the market shakes, vibrates up and down. We call it waves, right? He calls it vibration. So the market goes up and down, it grabs trades. It starts with a very small amount. And I'll give you an example. This is, I'm showing you now the system working on the pound US, euro pound. For us, we think the euro pound is better than the other two, but they are also giving profit. The difference is that the euro US, the pound US, sometimes they are more directional than the euro pound. Regardless, they still give you profit. Okay. The system works in a way that, if I explain it in a very simple way is this. The system will, let's say the market is going down, the system will fire longs. Very small, 0.1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.15, okay? And with any vibration, it will book these profits because it will, the distance between here and here will be averaged with a very small amount of money. And then when it retraces, it's going to book these profits. Sometimes you will see $1, $2, $5, $20, depending on how many averages he has. Now we tried this for many months, and then finally we put it on a, we decided to test it. Since this is the market, we tested this. Today, if I do custom period, it's only for today, right? Here, this is today. With these three currency pairs, today meaning 6 p.m. Eastern, which is when the Asian market opens up, until 4 p.m. Eastern, when all markets close, when the brokers go into settling the trades, right? So that's what 24 hours mean to the system. So today, and it makes a little bit, it doesn't make a lot of money because it's designed like that. So today only, from 6 p.m. last night until now, mind you, it was very slow. It booked 234, right? 234, that's what it booked. If you look at currently running trades, this is the current running floating P&L. It goes into minus, right? As I said, it goes into minus with the small vibration, with small retracements, it will start booking profits. So it will start booking profits into this section, history, see? So you will monitor this, but at the same time, you're going to be monitoring, P&Ls. Today, this morning, we had between these three instruments, three pairs, I had up to, I think, 500, 600 in the minus, which is a very small amount. That's floating, by the way, floating P&L. That's not booked P&L. It's floating. So it will go into the minus every now and then it will book the profitable trades according to what targets we put to it. So there are certain setups for this. You have to abide by the setups, and you can run it on one of each. You can run it on the pound, euro pound. You will need, for this, you will need $10,000 per each currency pair to trade. For example, if you're trading these three together, you will need $30,000 US account. Why? The system needs room to trade. Now, it's also designed to protect itself. How? First of all, let me explain it in a very simple way. The system needs this much room per instrument, for example. So basically, the system is going to go, it's going to work here. This is how systems work, but it needs this room. This is your account size, 10K. Make sense? 10K. So the system needs room to work inside this 10K. So you don't need, like sometimes it would go $300, $400, $500 into the minus. You don't need to panic because eventually the system is going to book these, right? So that's the idea. And if you look at the current now, we have minus 150, 160 in the minus, but it keeps booking profits, right? Small profits. This system has been averaging, I would say, $400 a day, right? Of course, you have to also pay attention to the commission. So this is on a demo. This is a sim, but it's designed. We put it in a way that it will charge you commissions. So you see, after commissions, we put high commission actually. Some brokers will charge less commission. We also put a reasonable slippage factor into it. So there is slippage factor involved. So whatever you have here is very close to the reality. And I will show you what we have done on the live account. So we ran the system on these three pairs, I believe, since the 18th of this month. So it's been a week and a day so far. So basically 1 week. It gave us near $2,800, right? Net is $1,852. So let's assume that you're making like $2,000 a week out of this, right? Let's assume $2,000. Okay, that is on 52 weeks because you're running it 24 hours all day. That's over $100,000, which is very nice, providing you have enough sufficient fund to let the system run. Okay. Now let's jump into the gold. This is the gold. By the way, what you see here, these are the accounts. You see these accounts? This is sim. This is live. It's going to kick in. It's going to start kicking in at 11 a.m. and I'll explain. Okay. So this is the gold simulation. I'm going to switch to it. I think, yeah, this is the gold simulation. Let me open up the chart. Give me a second. This is the chart. We'll go to a minute chart. So it has not kicked in yet. It has not traded yet, but it trades 4 hours a day. Okay. And it trades from 11 a.m. Eastern until 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay, makes sense? And the last hour, which is 3 to 4, it will stop trading. It will just basically deal with whatever exposure we have, open positions, to basically close them before the market is closed. In most cases, it closes all of them before the market closes. In some cases, in some instances, you will have, this is not, the history is wrong, but I'll explain it. You will have some, maybe a few mini contracts open for the evening session. They will get closed in the evening session because the trading stops until 11 a.m. the next morning. Make sense? We all understand the gold is designed to work certain hours because we want to avoid the gold's directional movement. The gold moves directionally throughout most of the sessions until 11 a.m. Eastern. It settles into a specific, like slower. It gets slower. So once it gets slower, the system starts at 11 a.m. So if we go to history, don't look at the $70,000 profit. That's not true, because if I go to today, it has made $159 so far, but this is from yesterday's open position. Like between, do we understand this or no? Guys? Does this make sense?
I'm following. Yeah, I'm following. Yeah.
It makes sense. So yesterday at 3 p.m., it starts trading. Until 4 p.m., it did its best to close all these small positions. They did not close all of them. So the next day opens at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's the next day in the trading schedule. So it closed whatever was remaining from yesterday. So today's profit already is $159. Let's assume it's zero. Usually it is zero, right? So it starts trading according to this. So this guy here, this is, we put this on the, we designed it to simulate the live action, including commissions, including slippage and everything. If we do custom period, we started this January 14th. This started January 14th, okay? It's very aggressive. It doubled the money because this was a $20,000 account. So within a month and a half, less than a month and a half, of course, after commissions, you have to look at this. It made $15,000 or $14,000. This is aggressive. This is not like the other ones I showed you. This is more aggressive because sometimes it will go into $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in the minus, floating P&Ls, not closed, but eventually it closes them. So if you get into this, you don't need to panic. You need to have a sufficient account, right? And you need to have the ability to see these floating losses. When it will start running actually within 8 minutes from now. So we put this on a live account. This is a live account. This is live. Okay, this started with 19,900 and change, like not even 20,000, just under 20,000, because that's, so this is live, okay? And you see the trades from yesterday. We don't have running orders yet. From the history, it is minus $2 so far. So this is whatever, you know, the market closed after the open. It's minus $2. This is live. But if I show you, we started this the 18th of, again, this is live. It's not demo. So the results are a little bit different because with live, sometimes you will have different spreads, whatever, but very close to the reality, to the sim. So we started this live on the 9th. We wanted to start 18th of February because 17th was a holiday. 18th we could not start. There was a glitch where I did not know which button, because I'm new to this whole thing, to MT5. I've never used MT5. So we started Wednesday 19th. So Wednesday 19th until today, we've done $2,000 in the profits. Now we are IBs for this broker. So the IBs don't charge commission. They don't charge commission to the IBs, introducing brokers. So which means whatever profit was made, it's a net profit, right? But you have to be realistic. You have to count commissions. So probably take away $300-400 in commissions, because the commissions is low. So you would probably assume this would be $1,800 in a few days, which means from and this is live. Okay, I have to emphasize, this is a live account, live broker. Okay, so from the 19th, that gives us 3 days. This is fifth day. So fifth day. So you divide 1,800 by 5. That is what? It gives you good amount of income if you have a sufficient account. Okay. Now, in terms of drawdowns, we designed it initially to have just open. We assume that people will have, let's say, a large account, 50,000, whatever, to trade this. But then we said, what if somebody can only do 20,000, 25,000, which is ideal at this point? We designed it in a way that if it goes against you, it's still, the losses will be floating losses, right? But it will basically hedge the positions at certain point. Let's say you see a couple of $1,000 or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in the minus. They are running losses. They are not actually booked losses. So the system will start hedging each position after that, to make sure that whatever losses you have, let's say it's $3,000 running losses, they stay as they are, because the new positions are going to buy and sell at the same time. So it's not going to add up to the losses. Does that make sense or no? Does anybody wants me to repeat that? So I'll explain. Let's say the market is going. It's not retracing. After a while, you have, let's say, $3,000 in the minus, for example. That's an example. And you have short. At one point, the market, if it continues up, this will hedge short and long. So now, whatever the result is here, it's going to be a sum zero, right? Because you're losing and gaining at the same time, which will protect this leg with minus 3,000 until it retraces, start booking profits. Okay, so we've seen it going down historically. We've seen it going down as low as $4,000 or $5,000 twice so far in the past month and a half. But it will always end up booking these profits. That's why it's very aggressive. That's why this system, in the historical part, in the demo, it actually doubled the amount.
Simon, when you say it was down $4,000 or $5,000, that would have been on a $30,000 account, roughly,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You're talking about historically you sort of go down around the 15% level.
Yes, but these are running. These are not booked. These are basically floating, similar to.
So they're unrealized profits.
Yes, similar to now. So you see this trade. This is it's running now on the I told you about, on the 3 different instruments, forex instruments, and we are running $58. It was this morning was about $500 in the minus between all 3 of them. But that's how trading is. Sometimes you're trading and you have a stop loss. The trading is in the minus initially, and then it goes into the profit. Who doesn't accept that? If you understand trading, you have to understand there is a position that goes into the minus, right? So
Yeah, drawdowns are part of it. It's just a matter of the strategy you're
yes,
proposing
exactly.
and helping people understand that, because everyone has a different drawdown, let's say appetite, but I think it's based on what they've learned about trading, not necessarily what they're willing to risk.
Exactly.
It's weird.
Yep.
It's psychological more than it is math.
Yeah. So it books profits. I think it was 230 whatever before. It's now 267. It books. This is on the three forex instruments. So you will have two different approaches to this. Somebody who has $40,000, $25,000, $30,000 investment strategy or investment mentality. They will say, okay, we want to go with the gold. I want to do the gold. It's aggressive, and then and it's very aggressive. You can make good money. If somebody wants safety, somebody who doesn't like to risk to have a drawdown, although that's not realized profits, it usually comes back and closes it. Usually, I mean, I have seen it always does that. Then you can choose the Forex. Now, mind you, you cannot take the system and put it on any instrument you want. We have to approve it. We have to, let's say for now, I'm looking at the Aussie-New Zealand pair, right? We're doing a study. That's why it's taking time. That's why I told my team, I told Huzaifa and Dimitri and Josh, I was tired. I told them I'm a bit tired. It's because I've been monitoring the New Zealand Aussie or Aussie New Zealand to add it to this arsenal, because we have the Euro, Pound, Pound US, Euro US, already looked into them. We're going to add it. So the more we add, the better opportunity we have, or I would say mixing it with different instruments. Okay. Any questions? This is 11 o'clock now. The system started trading. The actual live gold started trading now. This is live gold trading. Okay. It started with a $20,000 account, and it's booking small profits, very small profits. Any questions? Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So what about fail safes and things like that? So if the customer or the trader's connection drops and things like that, being that it's automated, what's put in place? Is there a flattened position? Is it pause?
Great question. VPS. You have to have a VPS to run this, and I'm looking into it now because this, whatever we see, it's not on my server. It's given to me. I'm monitoring it. It's our account, yes, but it's not on my server. It's a VPS somewhere between me, the design.
I think you mean VPN.
VPN?
Do you mean VPN? Yeah, I think you mean VPN.
Oh.
No, he's saying, yeah, explain VPS, Simon. Maybe not everybody understands.
Oh, is it VPN or VPS, man?
I think it's VPN, Virtual Private Network.
VPS hosting. Oh, VPS. I think it's different people call it.
Yeah, it's for specialized hosting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
That's
yeah.
okay.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
No,
you don't. You make sense because now, what do you call it? Microsoft, they call it something else. So everybody calls it but I think the terminology is VPS. So you would have to have VPS, which is, you run this on the cloud. It doesn't shut off, and there are some companies dedicated to traders, and I'm talking to one of them because I will need this to be running it here, because you can have an account. Your wife can take care of it, can monitor it, open up an account under her name, or your brother, your sister, your kids. You can do one for yourself. You can do one for the gold if you have sufficient investment funds, and you can do one for the forex pairs. So it's a lot of things you can do, right? For now, see, this gold is running 13 minus 10 minus floating and unrealized profits, and it books small ones. small ones, you know. So VPS is a must, because once this closes, once you shut off your computer, or like yesterday we lost power. It happens once a year probably, because I live in the suburbs. We lost power for about an hour.
And just from a technical perspective, just so, because it's not really being explained yet, so a VPS is a virtual private server versus a virtual private network. A network is a virtual private network is when you connect via a safe connection or encrypted connection, where a virtual private server is a hosted device, or hosted, really not even a device anymore. It's actually just kind of a session, so to speak. Like when you open software on your computer, it's like opening it on the cloud for you.
Yes.
And that way it's off your computer and it's in a hosted environment, and hosted meaning in a big data center or the cloud.
Yes. So you can open it. You can open it on your phone, on your laptop. You're traveling. So I think VPN is a bigger terminology, or like wider range.
Well, it's different. Yeah, it's different.
All right. Cool.
So just to clarify what Josh said, just so the bottom line for anyone using, leasing or purchasing a system is that they don't necessarily have to have the computer on all the time. They could be traveling. They could be away from the desk. Yeah.
Yeah, it does the job for you.
You're basically have. That's right. Yeah, because you have a computer. Essentially, it's almost like having a separate desktop running somewhere else, but it's running the application and not a whole like desktop for you.
Yeah.
It may provide a bit of desktop experience just so that you can open the application and use it, but it is it's a virtual environment, we'll call it.
Yeah.
For use of this, for this specific use and tuned for this use. So enough CPU resources and memory, so if many of you are on laptops that are kind of older and they work for you now, maybe this wouldn't work. I don't know what the resource needs for this are, but it likely could get heavy when you're adding multiple underlying trading instruments. So
I sorry, go ahead, Huzaifa. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, and to Simon's point earlier, that you don't, I was going to repeat what Josh said already. It's okay. Go ahead, Simon. Sorry about that.
Yeah, there's this one that I found.
It's good if you get a different version of what I said or what you said. Yeah, so sometimes
this one is good, actually. I talked to them just this morning. No, 2.0. This is not bad.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
cheap.
Yeah.
And there's another one, I think. Oh, this one here, I think it's $17 Canadian, which wasn't bad. So they do.
What are their dedicated servers, by the way? Because I'm curious about it. Because what if we offered it? It's right there, actually. If you click on it, we potentially could offer it someday. I'm not committing us to that, but I mean, we could offer it through us as a service that we could actually drive it down if we got big enough. For the user, so it could be really cool.
Yeah. So they have,
and we get to sort of like make sure it's consistent.
Yeah. So this was I think where I put my email and it gave me a discount. But why did it change? US? No, I want Canada. So I put my email. It gives you the option of which server to choose closer to the broker, and I think I will choose England, because both the brokers I'm dealing with are. But they will tell you, they will help you. They will tell you, this is good for your broker if you tell them which broker it is, because this is their specialty, right?
And Simon, the user doesn't necessarily have to monitor it. The idea is, okay, you can, if you ever wanted to look at it, like to see what the P&L is, the floating P&L versus the book P&L, etc., that data is always available, but it's not something somebody has to monitor. It's fully automated.
It is fully automated,
idea,
yes. As long as it's running, it's fully automated. And I'm talking to the team, see if we can offer open view to one of the accounts so people can see it. For example, I'm planning to, just 1 second. You see, we have running losses here. You see that, which happens all the time. But it was
and I assume that happens because we have the market is volatile, so we have a push down with momentum, and it's going to make an adjustment based on that. I assume.
So once you get this, especially to start with on a sim, you will get used to it. Once you see it, doing this day in day out, you will see it. We are planning to. Would you open floating gold trades now? Oh yeah, it was opened right here. Okay, so the gold is very aggressive. I've seen it going as low as $5,000 sometimes, but it's going to go back up with small retracements and closes everything. Mark. So I've seen that. That's why personally, so far I like the forex side of it, and we might probably I'll talk to the guys, to the programmer and the other guys involved to see if we can offer you guys a view, so you can just like sit there. You cannot change anything, you cannot do anything, just view it. So you'll have to install an MT5, and we give you a viewing opportunity so you can watch, for example, this account, which is the three pairs. Right here. Right? This is today. Today, yeah. So, any questions? Mark was asking, can you open?
Somebody's asking if it trades 7 days a week as well. I think you answered that.
No, it closes in the weekends.
It's the market.
It closes in the weekends.
Yeah.
It closes in the weekends. It closes Friday afternoon. This is one of the reasons why the gold on Friday you have to manually change it before 2 p.m. Eastern end of time. So it will spend the last 2 hours closing the open positions, so it doesn't go over the weekend. But like that's optional anyway. Sitting in the non-trading or market closure until Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. So that's the only thing I think. If you want to do it, you could do it. You have to do it if you want to.
Are you guys recommending or looking to recommend specific brokers that can handle this well, or looking into that?
Yes, I personally don't like to trade with other brokers other than the one that I trust, and I've been dealing with them for many years, and they have huge technology. The only problem is that broker does not use MT5. They don't support MT5. They only support MT4. Therefore, in the next month, MT4 will be ready in a month from today, most likely, and we're gonna offer that too. That broker.
Yeah,
but,
I know MT4 is very, very popular.
But MT5, you can choose a broker of your choice. Right now, we have an account with Pepperstone. You can, if you're in America, I think you have to test it first. Once you get the demo, once you get the 2 weeks trial, you can set it up on your choice of broker. Set it, see if it works. Make sure that the broker is giving you realistic commissions. Make sure the broker does not give you a slip, because there are two ways of charges that happens in the forex market. They charge you, either they charge you spread or they charge you commission. Meaning, let me explain. You have two types of brokers. Two types of brokers. Two. One of them will say, okay, instead of charging you commission, we will give you 1 pip slip. So meaning you already minus 1 pip when you get in, or 1.5 pip. Avoid that broker. You want to charge commissions only. No slippage. So whatever the market is giving you bid and ask, that's what you get. That's what the system is giving. Just like futures. So the reason why you have to be careful, you have to use a broker that does not charge you pips or increase the pips to charge you. And there are some good brokers out there. All right.
Yeah, they're looking for the high spread moments. That's where they make all their money, and that's right now. It's happening quite a bit, especially with all the news. So, gotta watch those brokers for sure. Yeah. I'll just back that saying. I'll back that statement.
Exactly. Just a second. See this is the so far for the week profit. Let's go back to the daily on the gold. This is live. This is a live account. And see, they are floating profits, P&Ls all the time, all the time. Any questions?
Can the user, is it possible right now with its current state, I would still say maybe beta, if we want to just call it that the user could make adjustments and then sort of cause problems for you on a support level? Like in terms of support, meaning like customer support, could the user go in and make adjustments and thinking that they know what they're doing, and then, hey, I screwed this up, or
good question.
I didn't touch it.
Good question. We will, I have to talk to the programmers. It's also the language issue, so I have to also try and translate his thoughts exactly.
Sure.
We will give instructions. We will give a demo for 2 weeks trial, so a person can actually try it out. And then they can do whatever they want. They can lease the, let's say, for example, for now, let's say you lease this for $1,500 a month, for example. You don't want to do live yet. You can afford $1,500. You can play around with it. You can put it on, let's say, whatever you want to do. But then when it comes to live, we recommend that no, you stick to what we've done, because we've done the hard work. We've been working on this for months and months. All right, and we put it on a live after we decided the timing, the hours, the setups, and everything. Right. So that's, yeah. If they make a mistake after we give them the instructions, well, they can shut it off, and we can probably talk to them and help them.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that I would want to make sure that they can't make adjustments to anything that, like the code or like the way that the configuration makes decisions. It's all back end, I assume.
Yeah. No,
they can't.
It's their system. It's going to be, they can do whatever they want with it.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's not like, but the original thing, once we give them a way to monitor, for example, I'm monitoring, for example, this side, the Forex 3 Forex sides, right? I cannot touch this. I cannot make adjustment to this because I'm just watching it, right? Floating is $29, floating losses, but it's paid today $276 profit, almost $200 after commissions. But no, once you get the program, yeah, no, you're responsible. You're responsible. It's not our call. You can make this.
So you'll have the user agreement will be, you make any changes or anything, it's on you.
Exactly. That's a good point. Yes. So this is the idea now, and I think we're going to be ready very soon. I'll just need to finalize the process and how they want it to be. And maybe in the future, once we add some more Forex pairs, we can put it into managed funds. That will be something.
Simon, will there be a back testing capability on SIM for this, or is there now for users?
No, because this is one thing. It's not like this is innate. It's not a technical analysis. It's not a technical trading system. It's not like Wave. No, this is based on a math.
You can't run it
on
past data.
That's why we waited 6 months to achieve this. That's why after 6 months we decided to put it on a live account for $20,000, just under $20,000. So no, you can't, because it's based on a mathematical formula. Now, I was talking to the designer because I've been with him for a long time, and we were thinking, because a lot of brokers, if they are not good brokers, they will trade against you because they always bet.
Oh, you bet. That's most of them,
especially in the Forex side. And that's why I stick with my broker. Yeah. But then we came to a conclusion that even if they want to trade against you, they have no idea what the hell is going on with these formulas. So they will have a very hard time trading against you, because they have no idea how the system is working. Well,
that's what I was going to ask next is because of the nature of this and the fact that these guys have their own methodology for trading, we'll call it, against you. that they may reject the usage of this platform.
Yes.
May or may not.
Because if you keep winning, if you're dealing with a bucket shop broker, they will say, no, you know what? No, we can't take. So that's why you need to have a good broker. This is why, not all the Forex brokers legit. Some of them are good for you to learn because, most 90% of Forex traders lose money. So they welcome that. But once you start making money on a daily basis on something like this, they might come up with reasons why they don't want to deal with you. Oh, this is too much hedging, too much, entries, too so. Yes. So this is why you need to deal with a broker that they are not market makers. There are two types of brokers.
They're commissions.
Yeah, commissions only. They don't care if you win or lose. they don't care. They only care about their commission.
They want the order flow.
Any more questions?
Some of them, since it's a small room today, and we can rile Simon's mind up a little bit on these questions.
The video will be sharing it, but look at the P&L on the gold. It closed everything, right? All the running losses.
So the panic has subsided.
Yes, and the profit is already $500. So it is aggressive. And it's going to close it's going to close at 3 p.m. today.
So it's 22 minutes since the open, I guess. Is that what I'm looking at? And then
is it really 22 minutes? No, it can't be. Really?
What is it?
Oh.
No.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, it's only 11:22.
Doesn't it seem later? I was like, wait, am I right?
Yes, you are. No,
my computer.
Mind you, I started 30 minutes before it started kicking. So I thought that's why I was like, it's not can be. It's good at least an hour, 2 hours of the system.
That's right. Because we were waiting for the 11 o'clock time frame. So for 22 minutes, this thing's made of $530
so far. So at the end of the day, I'll also include it in the video shared with everyone. Mind you, you really have to accept the fact if you're trading the gold, you have to have a sufficient account, and you have to accept the fact that it's gonna go into the minus every now and then.
And it could go, deep into the account. If it's a $10,000 account or, $20,000 account, it's going to feel a little deeper than a $30,000 or $50,000 account, I assume.
That's why it's a psychological thing. If you go with this system was designed for $10,000, but then we said, no. You design it for $10,000, it's not going to work. No, I mean, people will panic. You have to let them know. You need $20,000 minimum. I would rather have $25,000, $30,000 on this. So at least I'm comfortable. Right? And
you got to be comfortable with like a 20%, 15% drawdown, as Jose mentioned.
And it's only running losses, right?
Right.
Looks great, pretty brilliant. Also gives me some idea how the large ghost trading works. Their computerized
large company
trading systems. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah, this is very similar to how you're talking about high frequency trading for institutional trading, and yes, this has been this way for 20 years. We've had high frequency, 15 especially.
Yeah. So it is good. It is brilliant. And we're going to talk about having ability of viewing this. For some people, if they can view it, and then if they decide to purchase, they can start with the 2 weeks trial. But it requires, knowledge. If you have not done Forex, you need to learn. You have to go. And by the way, we cannot sell a lot of copies of this. We agreed between. I mean, the designer behind it, he is like. So the team that we have somebody who is deeply involved in the broker's business, which is me, deeply involved in trading, deeply involved in the market. And we have somebody who is mathematically genius. Okay? I know because I have math knowledge too, physics and math. And we have a programmer who is basically his neighbor, right? Programmer, very smart programmer, can translate whatever you think into actual thing. So the combination of three of us worked perfectly to achieve this, and we wanted it for ourselves only. But the programmer says, no, I need to make a little bit more because I deserve it. So I told him, let me offer to our students first. So that's why the first opportunity will be to our teams, to our members, and we're looking into initially 10 licenses only. Only 10, nothing else, until we add more. Until we add more, then we'll be good. We add more instruments, more markets.
And Simon, this just makes sense because, it's not just about making something scarce and to get people's buy-in. No. It really is about, you're a small team and, you take on 100 users and it's going to be a poor experience when people have tons and tons and tons of questions, and it's just hard for the developers to keep up and to get overwhelmed with a new product. So this is partly why folks that, this has to be somewhat limited. Just on a business level alone. Many companies come across as trying to make scarcity out of nothing, but it truly needs to be this way just for management. And also we can get a nice sample size of use cases and manage that sample size of use cases and make decisions on the product too, which is important.
One more thing, which is actually very important in terms of limiting this. We cannot have, let's say, 20 people having the same system, trading the same micro entry on the same broker, same liquidity provider. That's why this system.
Great point.
Trading is a zero-sum math, right? So if you have buyers, you have to sellers at the same time, and this on the other side. So let's say if we have 50 people doing this on a $30,000 account, all of a sudden you have people who go in one direction, us, more than the other side. So there will be slippage. So we need to limit it now until we add more instruments. So for example, the gold will be like, we cannot do this for more than 10 people. There's no way. If you're trading with a different broker, it will be even better for us because now you're not pushing. You understand, gold is very liquid, but the currencies are 10 times more liquid. So this system needs to, we are also careful about the success of the system. So we need 10, no more than 10, because once we go over that and we become greedy and we start selling this, the efficiency will be less because now we have a lot of pressure put onto the same prices. These are very small trades, very small prices, right? So that's also an idea, and I'm trying to be as
that's a great point.
I'm trying to be as transparent as I can, because after all, you guys are members. So you need to ask questions. You need to understand it. You need to also be clear about this system on the gold will give you some minus movements. See, 100 it was like $2,000-$3,000 earlier, right? But once it moves, it starts booking. Right? So you need to understand these things.
What if the exchange halts? Does the bot just stop trading? Do we know? Have we tested?
What do you mean by
that?
exchange
There's
halt? Yes.
If the exchange has a halt or some sort of like early close on a holiday or something like that, and the system's not is it designed?
It holds. No, it holds when let's say market closes. There's no more trading, but you have some floating orders. As soon as the market opens up,
right,
it will close them. And I'll give you an example. I'll show you. Let's assume that market closed and you have short, 4 positions, very small positions, 0.1, let's say 0.2. When the market closes, nothing happens here. They all stay pending in the market. As soon as it opens, but let's say for the gold, you have to wait until 11 o'clock for the system to fire up. These positions are pending, but the market will not go do anything else unless it will closes these. Once it vibrates towards these, it will close these, and that's done. So it's going to be only automatically working on the positions that are still open after the market closed. And it's not going to add any more, or it's not going to add any opposite trades. Make sense? Good question.
Yes.
Good question. Repeat it, please.
Yeah, sure. So if the user wanted to, change the size because they're really comfortable with the system and they're like, wow, this is doing really well. I have a larger account that I'd like to apply this to. And I'd like to adjust my risk parameters, being that I'd like my size to be larger. Yes. Can we tell the system to trade a little larger?
Yes, you can actually, you will have a setup, and there's something called, I think, magical number. For example, let's switch to the 3 currency pairs. For some reason, I like, for example, I like the pound US more than all of them. So what I will do, I will let the pound, my system, if I have enough sufficient money, I will let my pound yen go 2-to-1 instead of 2-to-1. And I'll
So I'm not a Forex guy, so forgive me. So that's a leverage answer more than it is a size. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
No, it's a size. I'll show you. I'll tell you.
Okay.
The system here designed to start with 0.1, for example, 0.1 lot. So it will go 0.1, right? 0.1 lot. And it's going to go to 0.15. These are lots, very micro lots, right? And it's going to add until you get to 1 lot, okay? Now you're going to start with, if you like one instrument, for example, the pound US, you like it more than the others. And mind you, with the pound US, you need $10,000 account, right? Now you should have $20,000 account. And you can go, instead of 0.1, you can start with 0.2. So this will be 0.3. So double. You get it? So nice. Basically, let's say you're trading NASDAQ. How much is it per, you're trading, let's say, 3 lots. If you have sufficient account, you can go with 6 lots. Same idea. So your profit is more, your risk is more.
Right. So gotcha. So it's similar in lots. It's more incremental with, and again, this is like a Forex education for me, but it's incremental.
Yes, exactly.
Much like trading Bitcoin futures, for example, where it's very much more incremental than a single contract per se on the index.
Good
That's
question.
Cool. That's cool. You can adjust it. Because if I wanted to throw $100,000 on, put this on a $100,000 account or $500,000 account, and maybe even grow a small hedge fund using this automation, this would be fantastic.
It is.
For a private fund.
Yes, you can easily do double the euro pound, and then maybe triple pound US, and put only one on the gold, because gold is it's really profitable. But it's risky too, right? But again, you have to accept these risks. So the gold is already $730 in the first 35.
Yeah, gold really shot down, by the way.
This is a joke, right? But it is reality, right?
Great. Well, the gold picked a direction, and I like that. That's kind of why I was asking before. Like, if there's volatility in a direction earlier on, can the bot take care of that and just go ahead and follow direction and do what it does. Follow the market along.
This is one system. There is other systems coming, but they will be different. So eventually in the future, maybe, if anybody is leasing this, they can get into the new thing, which will be probably a huge trading pot, where we have 4 or 5 different systems working, after we test them, working on people on funds. Again, that's an idea, right? So basically, you put your funds into this, let the guys manage it, and they get their profits. You get, let's say, 70-30 split, for example, whatever, 25-8. Well, I don't know. It depends on the thing. So that'll be the next stage. So if you're leasing this, you can, if you like it, if you're making $100,000 a year, and you decide to to stop this, I think that is a bit stupid. So you can basically, add to your experience, let
Let
it
it
run
run.
and
Yeah.
add to the other side too. So it will be optional, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you usually with hedge funds, you have an account that you trade your own money. You either trade with or against the fund, depending on the management of it, and then you let the fund do what the fund does, and you deliver for your partners.
Exactly.
I was starting a fund this year actually, and this would have been really great. It was going to be a $200,000 account starting, just a small one, and it was all going to be private. And so this would have been an absolutely perfect tool to bolt on to the fund in some aspects of what we were trading in terms of our
I'll
strategies.
sign you up as soon as possible. Yeah, so that's it. Any questions? Mark, thanks for coming, attending. Good questions you had. Anybody else has any questions, please let me know. The methodology or the math behind it is genius. You just need a sufficient account to make sure that you have enough wiggle room for the instruments, right? But it's genius.
Well, I think that's huge that you say that, because so many people sell these types of platforms, automations, bots, and all this stuff, especially in crypto, where it's like, throw $100, throw 2,000, 5,000. You hear a lot of $5,000 account as being, a base account for starting. For who and for what and for what strategy? I mean, at the end of the day, you always have to be able to know. I feel like it's important for someone, suggesting a system to know what the requirements are. It's like any good engineer is going to say, hey, you can use this. However, there are some requirements for the best case scenario.
Yes.
And I would say that, I would say that your outcomes are going to vary deeply the farther away from those requirements you get.
Yes,
right.
true.
And so I think that just has to be said.
I'll give you an
not.
example. I was assigned to do a trading bot for futures trading, right? And I was looking at gold to start with. So I was thinking, an arrow, volume profile, very good.
Right.
So you design it, and it's easy to design once you have a volume profile level, arrow, power line. You click, you go short, and this is your entry, this is your exit. It is easy. But then when I saw this math-based formula, things changed. This is much more powerful if you have the mentality and if you have a sufficient account. Because with indicators, it's good, but then you have to keep adjusting, because trading is dynamic. So the system has to be dynamic. You have to keep adjusting it. You have to keep adjusting the stop losses. You have to keep adjusting this and that. So I really like this one. So I quit that idea, and I focused on this with the programmers and with the designer. And the safety, they didn't have a safety parameter for this. So I told them about the safety and the hedging. And they added that to it too. So now it has a safety parameters too. It will hedge once it goes to a certain amount of drawdown, but eventually it's going to come back to the profits, right? So
I think the big issue with having an automated system on the traditional VPS system process, or let's say methodology, is that one of the big things is the drawdown sell, like telling people that, hey, there's a drawdown because my stop losses on this system, like after 15, 20 years of trading are going to look like this, and they may not fit you. So you're going to have to, just like this bot has drawdown, it's an easier sell to say to somebody, hey, this system is all automated, not based on what I have set those parameters on alone. We have done it with a big group, and this automation, it's doing it based on, as you're saying, a mathematical set of equations or algorithms, to be more accurate. Trying to sell it on your methodology is like, hey, well, this guy built a methodology and then automated it, is harder, because now people don't have the same stop losses, they don't have the same drawdown. So I feel like it would be a harder sell.
Exactly.
to get people to be interested in
exactly.
it because of the stop loss alone.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, in addition to other things, maybe, but the stop loss I feel like would be very difficult to sell people because like, no, my stop losses have to be super tight. That's just the way I trade.
No, you can't. Yeah, you really can't.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, in any trading, really, you need room and you need an account to account for your strategies. And you get stopped. How many people talk about being stopped out in the market going the right way?
All the time.
Towards
this takes a lot of risk out of it. The best way to approach it is to have, if somebody has a sufficient amount of money, to actually start, with a larger account and include all of them. The gold, and then now you have a pool of different trades going. But again, everybody's ideas about this will be different. And the goal was today to explain it, and hopefully I did a good job in explaining it.
Appetite to see, okay, what's this about? It's interesting. To make it more like, hey, could I make a decision to utilize something like this in my strategy on maybe a separate account, go sim for a while, and feel it out, make sure it's something that I can tolerate. I think this is definitely helpful. It was for me.
What about? I think everybody here has understood exactly the idea behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody has any questions, I'm open to this. The gold has certain characteristics, but only from 11 to close or to 3 p.m. Eastern time. While the other three instruments on Forex, they have same characteristics all day. So there's a reason why when we design a system moving forward, just like this one, and we have another one called Adam. I don't know when it's going to be launched. I think another month or so, because we need testing. It's designed for specific markets. There's no such thing as a generic system that works on all the market. Take the system and work it on any system, any market you want. No, it will be specific. Looking at the gold trading on the system, do you think we're gonna exceed the $1,000 today? 1 hour into trading, and we are almost $1,000 before commissions. Here.
Beautiful. That's a nice day for most traders.
Okay, so possibly another 40 minutes before this shuts down for the day. That's the gold, and it's near $1,500. Of course, you have to count your commissions too. So basically, if I go back to history, from the day we started, this one was as you noticed, as I told you before, the 19th of February, we are over, $3,500, which is just a few days. Okay, going back to the sim account that we put on the currencies today. Let me go back to today's history. We are up $344 after the commission, $240, which is very good. This is safer, actually. It's smaller for people who don't want to see $2,000-$3,000 in drawdowns in days like this. On the gold, for example. So this is a good option, a great option, I think. You just have to have sufficient account for this. And if we go to this, looking at this, let's look at the gold on the sim side, the demo side. Same gold that we have on the live. Let's look at the demo. The demo today made less, actually, a bit less, as you see, probably because different brokers, different spreads, but it's okay. It's I mean, as long as you see the results, and we have, this is the same as the other gold, as you see, all of it is gold, as you see here, all of it is gold. History is all of it is in gold. Today it made less, but from the same period of time, if we do 19th, although this started over a month ago, month and a half ago, as I showed you earlier, but if we do the same thing as the 19th, 19th of February, this one made 33. So symbol almost the same, a bit less on the demo, but you get the idea.